YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paul Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? If it's your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell every time I post up new content. Uh, Look, taste the beverage, as you can see. Uh, I'm actually really trying to figure out how I want to start this shit off. But my whole deal is, I guess, if indeed there's like a hot topic out there, it would be this so-called Brittney Griner. She acts like Brittney came out, did an interview with Robert Roberts, another member of the Alphabet Group people. And so by now, if you don't know that I'm against this particular group of people, then by the end of this show, you'll know that I have a real serious problem with these group of people because, and it's quite simple. Here's a group of people that are trying to, and they're actually really doing a fucked up job. They're actually really trying to portray themselves as people that you can never possibly be due to bone structure. Plain and simple. I mean, you could take all of the medicine that you want to take, and guess what? It's still not going to change anything, right? And so we all know the story that, okay, she went she went across that water, right? And they found the vape pen, in a carry-on or whatever. So off the prison you go, or off the prison, whatever she want to. So it went to prison. Let's just say that, or she went to prison. But I tend to look at this differently than say the average person will. Because everybody was all up in the air about, okay, well, what she had, who the fuck she finna sell it to, right? But now that I actually really go back and look at it, right? Uh, I'm just here to say I think it's, well, for me, it's not complex. But let's just say for everybody else, it could be complex. It's almost like that one scene in Half Baked, right? They got the dog or whatever, and the dog ended up dying. So, and then the guy, he was just saying, I believe it's a little bit more complex than that. And then, David, more complex than that. Like, fuck you talking about? And so basically, he was saying, to understand what happened to Killer, you got to understand who Killer the dog was, right? And then he said, now Killer was born to this three-legged bitch for a mother. So he was always ashamed of this man. And then right after that, he got adopted by this guy Tito Liberich, right? And he puts Killer into training, and then after a while, training Killer is good. He is damn good, right? And then he started having all these fights, and he would always win until one day they pit him up against his brother, Nibbles. And so Killer was saying, no, man, I can't fight my brother. I can't fight Nibbles. And so they made him fight anyway. And Killer killed Nibbles. Killer said, that's it. Called off all his fights, started smoking crack, and he freaked out, man. And then, he died. And so he said, and his heart no longer beat. Wow. And then they were like, no, you have smoked yourself retarded. So basically, I said all that to say this. And I really don't know the laws in the Soviet Union as far as like the alphabet soup group. I don't know the laws as far as how they deal with the alphabet soup group people. But I just kind of figured that, okay, they didn't put you in jail because you had a vape pen. They put your ass in jail because you trying to be something that you ain't. And here in the United States, so-called land of the free, home of the brave, right? And so when a person like Brittney Griner, right? If indeed that's even her fucking real name, right? So when you come out and you do something like this, and then everybody applauds or whatever, not really knowing what the fuck you applauding about. Here's a person that was born a woman, and you doing every goddamn thing in your power to be a man. That's why, they arrested your ass, right? Because you trying to be something that you can never, you plug this, your bone structure won't allow it, right? And so my thing is, why try to be something that you can never be? And then, and I know I said this in plenty of shows on this channel and this channel, right? It used to be a time where that we as parents, we can ask, when we have kids, whatever, and then the kids come to you, well, mama, can I be this? Daddy, can I be that? Or mom and dad, can I be the other? And then we as parents, right, we always want to encourage our children, right? And so when we as parents not really thinking about the shit, be like, and we say, well, baby, you can be anything you want to be, right? And you know, a lot of these ragged ass kids, they actually took that shit seriously. Ever since homosexuality has been taken off of the books as a mental disorder, right? Shit like this has been going crazy. Like the fact, and then, and I actually I want to actually really tie this in to the ongoing fight with the abortion laws, right? Y'all as women be talking about, okay, well, this is our body. We can do whatever the fuck we want to it. Well, my thing is this. You're right. It is your body. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do to it, but just know this. Once your body houses another body, then guess what? It ain't about you no goddamn more. Because, again, somebody let your ass live, right? And 9 times out of 10, you probably, well, it's quite obvious that you're not part of the alphabet soup people. But it's just for the simple fact you didn't give your daughter or your son that potential because your ass got drunk on a Friday night or a Saturday night or any day of the week. Motherfucker spit that game to you. Felt on your ass at the bar. Your pussy got wet. You dropped your drawers, and then there it is. Right? And you know, it's just for the simple fact that, and I also look at the simple fact that, okay, whether the United States government as a whole, as you know, as the front runner, say, well, hey, look, and you know, Donald Trump said, hey, look, let's give this shit to the states. Meaning, like, look, I really don't want to, you know, I don't want to be in this fight. So I'm going to let y'all deal with it. Right? And so everybody is like, well, let's do the abortion law. Right? And I'm like, why? You fucked up, you deal with that shit. Right? Or maybe it's because you fear that they gonna be part of the alphabet soup group people. Really don't know, really don't give a fuck, right? But as far as like this whole Brittney Griner thing goes, this motherfucker acts like really looks like a reincarnated version of Reggie Miller. And then I'm looking at it, you know, she ain't got damn titty. And so my thing is, okay, so you taking the medicines and your voice to change. I mean, great fact, I don't know what the fuck you sound like before you went through this change. Well, my thing is this, right? If it takes medicine to change your motherfucking ass, there's something seriously wrong. Something is seriously wrong with you. And you know, and that actually really goes for me. I'm fucked up 21 years United States Army. I done seen shit that for the most part no human being needs to see. And as a result behind it, I'm fucked up. 9 times out of 10, I treat my family like shit. They don't know which version of me is actually really going to show up on a daily basis. And so as a result of it, I'm on Prozac. Right? So I'm fucked up too because the first time that I don't take it, I'm going to be in somebody's ass for apparently no fucking reason. Right? So, but, you know, but my thing is, you know, because, you know, it's one thing to say that you got PTSD and say that you fucked up. You need help. Right? And then there's another thing to say, I'm a female, but I want to switch roles. But you can't do that because of the bone structure. And it's just like what I said, you know, everybody want to sit up here and holler about, oh, the aliens are coming. No, the fuck they ain't. Aliens don't exist. And then even if they did, if they get all this motherfucking technology, how come they get here and crash? But let's just say that one, actually they really don't crash. And they go to the graveyard, they see all these names and shit, and then they see, and they look at it, and there's a man's name, but then when they look at the ground, they scan the ground, and like, okay, well, this is a female by bone structure. And so they look at each other and go, translation, okay, This motherfucker is fucked up, right? And then it's just for the simple fact, here it is, these raggedy bastards gonna use a rainbow, which was a promise by Yahweh to say, hey, look, I told this motherfucker up once by water. The next time I'm gonna tear it up by fire. And then this is what y'all use. Not really knowing what the fuck it is. So I'm gonna tell you this, Brittney Griner, or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. I don't like you. I don't like motherfuckers like you. Y'all are like some of the most confused motherfuckers on the face of the earth. Now, regardless of what the fuck happened to you in your childhood, okay, I get it, I got it. But that don't give you reason to try to change. You fight through that shit, because I can tell you some shit that happened to me in my childhood that I ain't too motherfucking proud of. Right? But it didn't cause me to change. It didn't cause me to be like, ooh, I'm gonna cut my dick off and grow a pussy. I can't have no goddamn kids. Right? So it's just like, you know, I get it. But, you know, sometimes, you know, I still have to ask the question why. Because whether you live your life out as it was meant to be, meaning you come out as a male, you live your life out as a male, you still gonna be in a relationship. The relationship still gonna be fucked up. And if you decide you want to switch, again, like what I said, you can take all the motherfucking estrogen pills possible. Still, it's not gonna change the fact that the bone structure says, hey, guess what? You a man. And then you call yourself getting into a relationship, guess what? You still gonna get fucked over? You still gonna get fucked over. And then if you flip it, and then you do, let's do the flip side of it, right? You born as a woman. You live your life out as a woman. Right? Guess what? Whether you live your life out as a woman, you get married or whatever, guess what? You still gonna get fucked up. And then you want to change yourself as a so-called man and get into a relationship, guess what? You still gonna get fucked over. Right? So what are we doing? So I'm gonna ask the question like what I asked my grandbaby and my little young niece and nephew. They be over here just gone, right? And I'm like, hey, what are we doing and why are we doing it? So this question is for y'all alphabet soup group people. What are we doing and why are we doing it? Right? I tend to put y'all in the same category as the motherfucking flat earthers. These motherfuckers walking around thinking that the earth is flat, and you some bitches trying to change sex, and you don't know why, right? And the flat earth people can't really prove that the earth is flat. Knowing that they came from the earth. And these motherfuckers ain't flat. So both of y'all are some of the dumbest group of people that I've ever ran across. So I'm gonna cut it off right there because I'm actually really starting to get pissed the fuck off. Like seriously. So this is what you motherfuckers get to do. Matter of fact, y'all already know what the fuck to do. I'm gonna holler at y'all later.